Hello everybody, it's Everall12 for another episode of Final Fantasy VII. In the last episode, we defeated the Emerald weapon. In this episode, we'll fight the Ruby weapon. Now, this is my setup. I decided to use meta for this, haha! I gave him the HP shot, the Mystile, and the ribbon. The reason why I gave him the Mystile is because you see defense percentage and MP percentage are 50%. That means he's going to dodge them half the time. This is the stuff I gave him. I gave him all the master materias, 2 mastered HP pluses to get him to 9,999. HP absorb is on the summon. You're going to want to do that. Final attack revive, you're going to want to do that. I gave him W summon, W item. Mega all I'm going to get rid of, but magic plus he's going to have also. I also have the counter connected to the master command materia, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to try to counter with Mime. Only problem is that he doesn't do that all the time. Sometimes he uses the other commands and it's annoying. So if you have Mime, that's great. Also Dazers, I got a bunch of them from enemies in the forest by Nibelheim. You just steal them. Dazers are very good for just fighting the guy. I gave him MP plus. You're going to want to have magic over 600 because I'm going to be using Knights of the Round from my Master Summon. Look at this. You just, oh my god, he just pops out of the ground. It's crazy. So each summon uses 250 MP, and Life 2, in case you die, uses 100. So you're going to want to have 600 at least MP, otherwise you're screwed if he kills you. He has a bunch of different attacks. He has these tentacles that go into the ground, and those are annoying, but you can just ignore them completely. Sometimes they attack you or use whatever, absorb MP. Ruby Flame is hurts a bit, but it's fire elemental if you want to put Zybrick on or something. But yeah, this is Knights of the Round, Ultimate End, so just watch it while I talk. Yeah, so Mystile, somebody told me that Mystile was the best armor in the game. It's not the best armor defense-wise, but it has the best magic and defense percentage. So half the time, his attacks will miss, and over the course of the fight, you'll see that. Whenever you use a summon on him, specifically Knights of the Round like here, which is 13 attacks, each one with meta, depends on your magic stat, but with meta it's doing about 7,500, so it does about 90,000 damage per usage, and I use W summon, so it uses it twice. What I'm going to be doing after that as my strategy is I'm going to be using Mime for my master counter. The reason why, I know some people are like, oh, you're using Knights of the Round, everyone does that. The difference is here, I fought Emerald Weapon first because I wanted to get Knights of the Round and Mime without having to breed Chocobos, because the reward from defeating Ruby is getting a gold Chocobo, which is the stupidest reward on the face of this planet, because it's like, to defeat him you need the stuff for the gold Chocobo. So I fought Emerald first at great personal expense. Yeah, and he counters with Ultima. He has like 2,600 magic. I speed up here. It took me about 15 minutes to defeat him, you know, with Ultimate End. Just use Mime and you cast both of them without using the MP, so that's really great. Just be careful if you're gonna have Master Command with counter. Sometimes you see Meta will use Throw. And he's gonna throw an item, and one time in one of my failed recordings, he threw the death penalty at the Ruby weapon, which is Vincent's ultimate weapon, so you just want to make sure that things that you don't want to be thrown are equipped on your other characters. And since I have HP absorb on meta, he pretty much restores all his HP afterwards, so that's great. And I think I only die once and use Life 2 that one time, and afterwards I just W item Elixir and a Dazer. He's not weak to any specific elements, but he is weak to a bunch of statuses. He's weak to slow, he's weak to paralyze. You can exploit that if you want. But eventually, like, after you use something like this, he's not paralyzed anymore, so, you know, he starts singing, I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be stuck by you. I wanna make you move because you're standing still. Anyway, Knights of the Round is really cool. I think it's different elemental stuff over the course of it, but I don't know. And I don't know who the knights are. All I know is that the last one is King Arthur, but yeah, Knights of the Round is Knights of the Round Table, obviously. it is the ultimate materia, and it is a bit cheap, but like I said, I fought Emerald Weapon first so that I could get the Master Summon and the Master Command without having to actually get those materias. And the great thing about Master Summon is that it's infinite on every summon, so even if you just manually use it and don't use Mime, you don't run out of charges like with a regular summon. A regular summon has a maximum of 5 charges if it's mastered. Master Summon is infinite, which is just really awesome, and Master Command gives you all the commands except for pretty much enemy skill, which is its own thing, even though it's a command material. So it's a pretty fun strategy. You know, if you've been following the way that I do it, then you don't need to have done all the chocobo breeding and stuff. This is faster technically, even though I did spend an hour or so getting my materia to where it is. Like I said, you don't need the Master Magic materia. I just put it on meta because I decided to. I also thought it was funny, Cloud or Wade or anybody else would have been better because meta is about 10 levels under everybody, and his MP sucks, which is why I had to actually go to Mystile and buy an MP plus materia. But yeah, I thought, you know, since I'm going to be using KOTOR, not KOTOR, this is not Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR, K-O-T-R, Knights of the Round, I decided to use meta because he doesn't get a lot of limelight, and I think it would be funny just having meta kill the ultimate enemy past Emerald Weapon, because Emerald Weapon is harder. You just have to make sure that you can take an attack from the Ruby Weapon, you know, because Ultima is going to kill you pretty much. You know, it does 8,000 damage. Don't worry about healing, like I said, because when you use a summon or you use Mime, it's going to restore your health because the paired HP absorb. Mystile is great, like I said, because it makes him miss sometimes. It's actually awesome. Like twice in a row, meta. I don't know if it was this battle, but meta dodged Ultima and then immediately countered with Mime and used Knights of the Round twice. So since Knights of the Round does about 90,000 damage, Ruby Weapon has 1 million HP just like Emerald Weapon. You just have to, you know, use it 10 or 12 times. If you have a character, if you're using a character that gets 9,999 because he has a great magic stat, then you know, you only have to use it less than 10 times. Yeah, 13 times 10,000 is 130,000, so I don't know, you have to use it 7 times or something like that. So yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. You know, you can beat him in 5 turns. Knights of the Round does take a while, but like I said, I beat him in 15 minutes, so that's great. I'm sorry that, you know, it's not as on edge as the Emerald Weapon was, but the fight against Ruby Weapon is just not the same. It's not the same. See, I countered with Steel there, or Mug. Now, you may be asking yourself, Sephi, why are Cloud and Wade dead? And if you don't know anything about the Ruby Weapon, I'll tell you why. I went into the fight with them dead because if you have 2 or more party members alive, at one point the Ruby Weapon will counter with an attack called Sandstorm, which wipes one of your characters off the battlefield entirely. Now, you know, you're eventually going to be left with one character anyway, and this is the final attack actually. The reason why I went into the battle with 2 dead characters is because there's a possibility that the character that you loaded up with all your materia is the one swept off the field. So you just avoid that possibility by starting the battle off with only one character. So yeah. Notice I did not even bother using slots because God forbid I'm going to use that get the game over slot. But yeah, there it is. There's the Ruby Weapon. I was very happy. This is actually the first time I've ever killed the Ruby Weapon as well. And I don't know how you guys are going to take it because yes, it is slightly cheap. Also, 50,000 AP. I gave meta the Mystile, which has materia growth. So some of the materia actually grew. Thumbs up. And you get the Desert Rose, which you give to the Com Traveler. So yeah, so I'm gonna head over. So that was the Ruby Weapon. It's pretty easy once you defeat the Emerald Weapon. Anything is pretty easy once you defeat the Emerald Weapon first. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry if you guys were expecting some epic battle on the edge of your seat. I only did that with the emerald weapon because I didn't have any other means to, and what I was doing was actually the easiest way. And obviously you can tell this episode is also post-commentated because it took me 3 attempts to actually beat the guy. That looks like a face from the engine of the Highwind over there. It looked like a face, I don't know. Anyway, we go to Calm. I actually get the house right in the first try this time. Something you may want to do beforehand, it's not necessary because I'd go do it afterwards, but go to the Chocobo Ranch and go to the regular house, and you have to buy stables from Chocobilly in order to be able to house Chocobos, and I'll get into that when you'll see it. Oh, it's a Desert Rose. Want to trade it for that Chocobo over there? Okay, it's a done deal. Yeah, it's a done deal. Oh my god, where did that come from? It's just like out of nowhere. It's a Chocobo, take it, it's yours. I guess it's time to go on a journey for my souls of my departed friends. Come on, Chocobo, I love you. Yeah. Anyway, so I go over the Chocobo, I'm like, oh my god. And I thought, when the Chocobo appeared, looks like my stable's full. You don't have stables! Yeah, when I saw the Chocobo walk up the stairs, my first thought was, oh god, I don't have a stable, is it gonna disappear? So no, it doesn't. It stays there until you go buy a stable. Each stable, as you'll see, is 10,000 gil, which is not a lot at this point of the game, considering I have over 1 million gil. You can't see, but I put my pinky up to my mouth like Dr. Evil. Yeah, so this is going to be important for the Chocobo breeding, which will be either the next episode or the one after. The next episode is probably going to be riding around on my gold Chocobo, getting cool stuff, and then maybe ending the episode off with some other things. So yeah, to raise a Chocobo, you need a Chocobo stable. You can rent it, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so you can buy 6 stables, and they all hold Chocobos, and it's important. It's really important. And yeah, so I buy 3, even though only 1 is necessary, because I can! And once you do that, you'll go over the gold Chocobo, and it goes, and good times are had by all. So, tell me what you think of the battle. I did it, I got a gold Chocobo without having a gold Chocobo, so, I beat the ruby weapon without actually having done that, so I'm proud of myself, because I've never done this before, and if you're not proud of me, I'm very sorry. And, I thought to myself, people might not like it, that I'm just doing the same KOTOR strategy as everyone else, so that's why I decided to use meta. I thought, it'd be a good chance to have him defeat the second hardest boss in the game. So yeah. That's great, Cloud, thanks so much! And you get to name it! Now, I was thinking of a name, and I was originally going to name it Lancer after Lancer D 1984, and the reason why I didn't, I'm sorry, Lancer, it's not that I don't like you, it's that I thought of, well, if you have a Chocobo and you're gonna name it, there's only one name you can name a Chocobo. And I hope you agree with me, and that's Boko. Boko the Chocobo is from Final Fantasy V. He is Bartz's Chocobo. I believe his name is Boko. And he's a good boy. He's a very good boy. I think you can name all the Chocobos that you have, but anyway, yeah. So that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. And in the next episode, we're going to get 4 awesome materias. One of them is going to be Knights of the Round. But, yeah, I'm just going to stalk this lady. One of them is going to be Knights of the Round. And one of them is going to be Mime. But the other 2 are ones that we do not have yet that are pretty cool. And I said pretty twice, so I have to be telling the truth. Anyway, goodbye everybody. Bye-bye.